Hello everybody, Animation Trainer here, and today we're gonna talk about another versus of Finding Dory and the other movie that doesn't exist. Okay, fine. Ice Age Collision Course. So, at first, now, this versus is gonna be a little bit different because if I were to just do it 5 categories, then Finding Dory would get all 5 points while Ice Age Collision Course gets 0 points. So I decided to do it differently, and I decided to make it to where I talk about how Ice Age Collision Course would have been good, like Finding Dory good. Of course, I could do Kung Fu Panda 3, but Ice Age is that kind of franchise where no matter how many times you do it, it most likely will not be perfect. So, Finding Dory is not perfect, but it's still a really good sequel. So, I'm gonna talk about how Ice Age Collision Course, what Ice Age Collision Course would have had to do if it wanted to be as good as Finding Dory. One of the things, animation. Well, Ice Age has already got that pretty good. Only thing is, it included plenty of things that didn't make sense for the Ice Age universe. Just like space. How about we change the story? I mean, with Finding Nemo Dory, I mean, it still felt like a Finding Nemo sequel rather than this Ice Age stuff. It actually feels like Finding Nemo. I mean, it's not like, oh, the fish can now breathe oxygen and now they walk all over the place on Earth. No. They keep it simple and make it feel like a Finding Nemo sequel, rather with Ice Age, where they want to make it a sci-fi for some reason. No, Ice Age is not a sci-fi. It's a comedy. Yeah. And another thing is, with story, once again, and pretty much all that. And, of course, you want to keep it like, you don't want to just change the theme of the story. I mean, sure, Back to the Future 3 was able to handle it decent with it turning from a sci-fi to a western film, but at least it had something to do with all 3 movies. Here, though, it just came from out of nowhere. So, I have another solution. Why not do the same thing that the first 4 films did? Of course, it's still gonna be like, oh, this already happened already. But something that the 4th one did better than Collision Course was at least the story was executed better. Unlike with all this space stuff. But, so I suggest that they just keep the same formula for Ice Age, but instead of making it like the meteorite coming down onto Earth or something like that, or the beginning of the solar system, they should just make it something else that actually works for once. Like, I don't know, some other Earth event that happens. Like, something that's not space. I mean, not exactly everything would work better, but maybe if it was the continuation of continental drift, it would work better. Yeah. That would definitely work a lot better than just going into space. Now, characters. Finding Dory, while it did introduce a bunch of characters, they don't spam characters. Like, they don't just throw a bunch of characters into it at once. No. And plus, we still gonna see the old characters. Like, we still gonna see Marlin and Nemo in the film, and a bunch of other characters in the film. Like, there's Mr. Ray, like the school kids, Crush, and the Fish Tank Gang. Spoilers. Well, with Ice Age, they just keep introducing us to a bunch of characters. I mean, let's think of it this way. The first film, there was only 4 characters that we would have to watch. Manny, Diego, Sid, and Scrat. Then they introduced Ellie, Crash, and Eddie, which still wasn't too many characters. Then the next film, all they really introduced us to was Peaches and Buck. Then fourth film, that's when it starts getting sloppy. They introduce Granny, and then Shira, and then all of Peach's friends and stuff. But in Collision Course, it's at the point where they literally put in, since there's already so many characters here, it just begins to get sloppy. Yeah. So I have a solution to that. They could either like make different subplots that are easily focused on, or if you're gonna do a franchise that's this long, Fox, if you're still gonna make like 20 Ice Ages, which I still won't allow, at least like I have a theory. What if you kill some of the characters off, which at first sounds kind of weird for an Ice Age film, but I mean, if you're gonna make a series that's gonna last this long, then it might be a little necessary. I mean, with big series like Star Wars and what else? Or Mission Impossible, you have to kill characters off so that you're not filled with plenty of characters. Like Mission Impossible is gonna have 6 movies, and Star Wars is about to have 12 movies, but they at least handle like having so many characters well. Like they kill off characters like every movie or so. Like, you know what happened in Force Awakens. You know my complaint if you've seen that review, which I'm not gonna say. Yeah, that would just work better for Ice Age. Then the comic reliefs with Nemo, with Finding Dory. I guess you could say it was like the seals that wouldn't let the other seal go on the rock. And then with the other, with Finding Dory, I guess you could say it was Scrat. With Scrat, it's at the point where everything's getting distracting with him. With Finding Dory, they just go back to him, like, they don't do it all the time, like, they only do the jokes, like, when we get to their stuff, yeah. So, if Ice Age Collision Course just fixed all that, it probably would have been as good as Finding Dory. Yeah. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys, and I know this was a differently done versus, but, you know, I just had to say it. Well, I'll see you guys in the next episode then. Alright, so goodbye.